In the last class, we had discussed about the discuss on the top syllabus and also the definitions of various terms, assessee, assessment year, previous year, and exception to the general rule, agriculture income, and the person, and regarding the PAN and advantages of PAN. Let us discuss the residential status. Residential status. According to section 4 of the Income Tax Act, the income earned during the previous year assessable to tax in the assessment year at the prescribed rates. The tax liability of the assessees are determined on the basis of the residential status during the previous year. The residential status is not the same in each year, it differs. So the residential status are classified as resident and non-resident. Again, the resident is classified as ordinary resident and not ordinary resident. First, we have to see the residential status. What are the provisions to determine the resident status of an individual? To become an ordinary resident, to become a resident, he has been in India for a period amounting in all 182 days or more. There is the first condition. Basic conditions. There are basic conditions and additional conditions. Basic conditions. A. He has been in India during the previous year for 182 days or more. Or B. If the first condition is not satisfied, then we have to see whether the assessee fulfills the second condition to become a resident or not. The second condition says that he has been in India for 365 days or more in 4 preceding previous years and 60 days in the relevant previous year. So if any of these conditions, any of one condition is satisfied, then he becomes a resident. If the basic conditions are not satisfied, then he will become a non-resident. So to become a resident, an assessee has to satisfy the basic conditions, any of the basic condition. If none of the basic conditions are satisfied, then he will become a non-resident. Then if he becomes an ordinary resident, then we have to consider whether he is a ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. Again, we have to apply the additional conditions under section 6 subsection 2. The basic conditions are under section 6 subsection 1. So under section 6 subsection 2, the first condition says that he has been in India a resident for 2 years. 2 years resident out of 10 preceding previous years. He has been a resident for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous years. And number 2, he has been in India for 730 days, minimum 730 days in 7 preceding previous years. So these are the additional conditions prescribed under section 6 subsection 2. Basic conditions, additional conditions. If an assessee satisfies basic conditions and satisfies both the additional conditions, then he will become a ordinary resident. If an assessee satisfies the basic conditions and satisfies any of the basic additional conditions or none of the additional conditions, then he will become a not ordinary resident. So to become a resident, he has to satisfy any of the basic conditions. If he fails to satisfy any of the basic conditions, then he is to be called as a non-resident. To become ordinary resident, he has to satisfy, in addition to basic condition, the additional conditions, both of the additional conditions. If the additional conditions are not satisfied, but he satisfies only the basic conditions, then he is called as not ordinary resident. Hence, the residence status of an individual is classified as three, that is ordinary resident, not ordinarily resident, and non-resident. There is one exception for this 60 days. If an individual leaves India for the purpose of employment during the previous year, instead of 60 days, we have to consider 182 days. If an individual leaves India for the purpose of employment abroad, then instead of 60 days, we have to apply or consider 182 days. Not for study purpose or business purpose, only for employment purpose. Another one, a Indian resident or else foreign national of Indian origin who visits India, foreign national of Indian origin who visits India during the previous year, then also we have to consider 182 days instead of 6 days. The foreign national of Indian origin or a non-resident, Indian citizen came to India either for business purpose or for meets its relatives or for pleasure trip. So there is one exception under section 6 subsection 1, the basic condition number B, 365 days in 4 preceding previous years and 60 days in the relevant previous years. Instead of 60 days, we have to consider 182 days in two cases. If the assessee leaves India or an individual leaves India for employment purpose, then we consider 182 days. And if a foreign national of Indian origin who came to India either for business purpose or to meet his relatives or pleasure trip, then also we have to consider 182 days instead of 60 days. So this is the provisions for determining the residential status of an individual. Next, HEF, the residence status of an HEF. To become a resident, the control and management, wholly or partly, must be situated in India. So, if the control and management, wholly and partly, if situated in India, then such HEF is called as resident. If the control and management wholly situated outside India, then it will become a non-resident. To become ordinarily resident or not ordinary resident, then we have to apply the additional condition which is laid down under section 6 subsection 6. So first in assessment of resident status of individuals results, so the additional conditions are mentioned under section 6 subsection 6. Section 6 subsection 6, not section 6 subsection 2. Basic condition section 6 subsection 1, additional condition section 6 subsection 6. So the karta of HEF should satisfy both the additional conditions, then such HEF is called as ordinary resident. If the karta fails to satisfy any one or none of the additional conditions, then the HEF becomes not ordinarily resident. Karta has to satisfy the additional conditions, which is 2 years. 2 years he is a resident out of 10 preceding previous years, and number 2, 730 days in 7 preceding previous years. So these are the resident status of, the provisions to determine the resident status of HUF. The resident status of HUF is also ordinary resident or not ordinary resident or non-resident. Next to the resident status of firm. Firm. If the control and management of the firm partly or wholly situated in India, then it would become resident. If the control and management wholly situated outside India, then it would become non-resident. The partnership firm never become non-ordinary resident, either ordinary resident or non-resident. Ordinary resident, that is, if the control and management, if partly or wholly or partly situated in India, then it is a ordinary resident, it will become ordinary resident. If the control and management wholly situated outside India, then it will become non-resident. Next, the resident status of the company. To decide the resident status of company, we have to apply the following provisions. Number one, it must be an Indian company, and number two, the control and management wholly situated in India. So if these two conditions are satisfied, then the company will become ordinary resident or a resident. If one of the conditions are not satisfied or none of the conditions are satisfied, then it would become non-resident. The foreign company, it will become non-resident because the conditions are not satisfied. To become an ordinary resident, the company must be an Indian company and control and management wholly situated in India. So in this we have to determine the residential status of various assessees.